Alright, what we got? We got an Echo SRM 225 weed eater. Carburetor went bad. It's flooding out, so I bought new parts, gasket and everything, soaked it, cleaned it real good. Still had a problem with this primer bulb. It would prime fuel in there. A lot of times it won't suck fuel in there at all. It's a clogged passage or something. I might have messed this plastic piece up because I took a small pipe cleaner and cleaned that out, and there's some holes in there. Got it where both sides blew through there. I don't know if it had a diaphragm for one way or not, because I could prime it and it would get gas in here, but it would flood it out. It would run for about a second and then quit. I could try to start, it just wouldn't work. So I pulled the carburetor, or the spark plug off, blew some compressed air in there, cleaned the plug off, put it back together and prime it, and it would flood out. It would run about a second again. So this bulb assembly, just that whole little mechanism wasn't working. This OEM part for the steel, it was like 12, 13 bucks for that. I'm not sure if it was that or not. So off of eBay, I just got one of those cheap little aftermarket carburetors. It was 10 something, I believe, plus $1.97, I think, shipping and handling. It's identical part. So hopefully, what we're going to do is see if this thing will run on a cheap little $10 carburetor. And I may buy this other thing, replace it, rebuild it, and see if it works, and just have it on standby, because this gas is just torturous on this stuff. So we're going to get started. Got a 10mm wrench and a T27 Torx head for the outside screws. But I'm missing one thing. Got one important item to get, so we're going to get that right now. Bam! That'll get his kick started off. Stand by, fellas. Alright, at the end of the video I'll put a description of the person I bought the carburetor from. Came from Los Angeles, California. Online seller, 5353 West Imperial Highway, number 900. This is the box that came in, and there's a number, but like I said at the end of the video, I'll just put a little link of who it was. It was called AutoStar. I'll have a screenshot of that and leave it on there. You can pause it or whatever if you want to order that exact one, if we get this thing running. So we're going to find out. First of all, we'll put our throttle linkage together. It's not too hard. Basically got to turn that screw. You'll see a hole right there. Actually, that goes the other way. There's a big hole on one side. If you take it apart, you'll figure out how it goes back together. It's got to run that way where you can see it, because that will go right in there and slip into that big hole. And you put that screw back in. I like to loosen this back one. I don't mess with that one because that messes with this forward and backwards linkage. So if you can kind of keep it the same, a little tight, snug fit. Alright, that's down there. And this is the one I'll tighten, but I'm not going to tighten it now because we're going to have to put this carburetor up here, and this needs to roll. If I tighten it, it won't put it in a bind, so we're going to leave that loose. But we got our linkage back together. I plugged up my cylinder just to keep dust and dirt daubers from getting in there and building while I waited for this carb. Got that together. Little throttle goes to the outside. White piece shows this way. We'll set that right there. This goes down. Kept my little gasket. On the back of the carburetor, you see that little passageway for fuel. You can kind of match it, see where it's matched in and made that imprint. But it's pretty much symmetrical both ways. There's no extra little holes on one side or the other, so it really doesn't matter. But I just wanted to get a good seat, so we'll match it back up with the way it made its impression. Slide that this, we'll go down and get all that out of the way. If you're using an impact, don't go tight. It's best to use a screwdriver so you don't strip nothing out. This little thing just kind of out of the way. Attach our fuel lines together. I already knew which way they went, so that one to your right will go to the fuel line down the tank that's got the filter on the end of it. But if you're going to replace a carburetor, check around here and make sure it ain't leaking. That ethanol and stuff will eat that up, make that rubber soft, so you're probably best just to get a new line anyways. And probably been easier to work these lines though. I just want to get it to go all the way up on that nipple. Alright. I don't like how tight that is. Alright, that looks good. Let's put this other one on. Fuel lines are in. Carburetor's up. Now we can go back to this linkage. Tighten that up. You don't want it crazy tight and break that plastic off. I'm not going to put the cover on yet. We're going to find out if this thing will run or not. This little deal has got some fit in that groove. Might have got to pump the cold stuff. Shreds it. Put some petrol in it. See if this bulb prime's good. When I prime that bulb, it should get tight, kind of get stiff. The other one wouldn't do that. Like I said, it would get fuel to it, but it would go back loose again. I think it's supposed to hold pressure. So when I cleaned that little white plastic piece out, there might have been a one-way valve that I messed up. I don't know. Usually when I rebuild a car, I like to spray all the passages, make sure nothing's blocked. Apparently that was blocked and I might have messed something up. I don't know how that thing operates. So we're priming. We're getting fuel. That's good and tight now. Let's try it. Might even do some weeding. I ain't gonna do too much because I got shorts on. Looks like it did the trick. $10.97 I believe, plus $1 something shipping and handling. Can't go wrong with that. And if you wanted to, get two of them for 20 bucks and keep one on standby. This gas is murderous on these carburetors. But anyways, like I said, I'm about to drop a screenshot on there and leave you the link to the exact carburetor I bought, because there's a bunch of different aftermarket ones, but this one was from AutoStar, and hope this helps somebody out. Good luck with it, boys.